When you ask someone about how do you stay more present, because you brought that up, it always goes back to you need to meditate and explain being present to someone who doesn't get how that can be a core part of just how they should live. Because I feel oftentimes people don't get, they either seems very woo woo, but how do you kind of distill that down in a very in normal language?
Nice. So you'll first understand why being present is important, and then we'll talk about maybe 2-3 habits that you can do for being present. So why is being present important? It is because whenever you're living in the future, you're either living in a state of worry, fear, or anxiety. Okay? What will happen in the future? Primarily only the thoughts that we think about. Right? Where do we have good thoughts about the future? Very rarely.
Very rarely.
When we think about the past, it is either sadness that we experience, oh gosh, right? Or it is a memory that brings us a little bit of joy, which is reminiscing, right? Those are the two aspects. But what we don't realize is all the other width of emotions happen right now, right? All the other width of emotions, the experiences take place right now. And very often we are not aware of what our 5+ senses are doing at this point of time. Okay. When we eat a meal, there are so many times at the end of the dinner, we'll wonder what we just ate. Right? We go to a fancy meal, we spend thousands of rupees on it. And I come out and say, but I forgot what I ate. Because we weren't present in what we were doing at that point of time. We weren't experiencing it completely in what we were doing at that point of time, which is why being at this moment is beautiful. Because when you're here, there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to be sad about. Everything's happening right now. That's the first thing. A couple of ways to be present. One is a somatic way. Okay, so some of you all might have seen on the video, I did this from time to time, right? Rubbing your jeans or clothes brings you back to this moment because you're feeling the textures that are there, right? Becoming aware of a sound brings you back to this moment. Like right now on the mic, you might hear that there is the refrigerator that has started, right? Are you completely present at this moment on knowing what is happening? And when you're with, for example, some spiritual leaders who are in this state permanently, they will know and be in complete awareness about what is happening around them. What is he thinking right now? What is she thinking right now? Body language, everything completely in that space. Because it is that awareness that you spread through. So I think when you talk about being here now, that is the way to start understanding it.
The sensory piece you spoke about, right? Forget what the meditation is called. It's where you first focus on one. If I remember, you focus on one thing, one sound, one smell, and one taste. If I remember it, right?
Your mouth has a taste which we don't realize.
And you just focus on those. You want to kind of bring yourself to the present. You focus on one aspect of each of your senses, and the more you focus on those and go step by step, you will kind of any other piece clutter you had in your head kind of goes away and brings you down to that clear box. I asked about present also because we're all multitasking so much. We're all trying to do too many things at the same time. We're all supposed to be what's that? If Medusa had hands instead of hair, we would be a version of that to do all those things, right? And that's a requirement the modern world has. And this is almost asking you to say, no, you're going singular, you're going that way. And I feel the worry most people have is if I'm too present and not focusing on how I need to kind of go everywhere, what if I miss out? What would you say to that?
It's a 3-step process. It is plan for the future. That means you allocate time when you're planning for the future. You do the task that you have to do in the present. That means when you're doing that task, you're completely here at this moment, giving it your all. That means you're not on your Instagram DMs while you're replying to that email, right? You're completely in this moment at that point of time. And then the third step is once you finish this moment, don't keep worrying about the future. The Bhagavad Gita, surrender to the outcome. That is the third step to this. So you've planned, you've actioned, and you've surrendered. Very often we don't do these 3 steps. Right? We worry, maybe not take action only. Right? Like you've written a book. How many people after that came and told you, I've also been writing a book for the last 5 years. I've also wanted to write a book for the
I
last
wanted to
6
write a
years.
book. Yeah.
Right? So wanted to is still wanting. You're worrying about the future, worrying about the future, worrying about the future. Nothing's actually happened. So that's why these 3 stages, plan, action, and then surrender, are very important.
For more insights like this, make sure you check out the full episode.